We're not going to raise season ticket prices like this board, which has already increased them and plans to raise them further. They're going to lower them because we are going to lower them. How much? We'll explain that later, but we are going to lower them. For all those loyal members who go to the stadium, we want a stadium full of members. Coolies, the season ticket holders, those on the waiting list, and we're going to prioritize that over tourists. That, which sometimes might be thought of as populist proposals, but that's not where we come from.
And also, let me tell you something. Look, it really bothers me a lot, the way people talk about tourists in such a contemptuous way. I mean, when he's president of Barça, which he won't be, but if he were, and he looks at the accounts and sees everything, he'll realize that if it weren't for the tourists, Barça wouldn't earn even half of what it has. So, let's finally respect tourists, because a tourist is someone who isn't a member, a tourist is someone who goes to see Barça and isn't from Barcelona. Entonces, so stop giving it that meaning, that word tourist. I'll tell you something, it really bothers me that it's looked down on like that. I understand that a member is a member no matter where they're from, but a Barça member should have priority. Of course they do. But talking about tourists in such a derogatory way hurts me. It hurts me. And what if it weren't for the tourists? Barça wouldn't even make half of what it does, because who would buy Barça jerseys? Who buys merchandise? Who buys it? Just the club members or the tourists? Barcelona is a city that, if it weren't for tourism, probably wouldn't have anything either. So why do we look down on what puts food on our table? Why look down on the person who feeds you? Barcelona is what it is because of tourism. And Barça is what it is because of its history, because of its titles. And that makes a lot of people who aren't from Barcelona become Barça fans and go there. Not as a despicable tourist, which is what you sell. They go there to see the club of their life. They go there to see the club they love. They go there on a pilgrimage to see the Camp Nou, to buy their jersey, just like I bought mine, which cost me 200 euros. This one I'm wearing from the Spanish Super Cup. So I go to Barcelona as a tourist. I'm a tourist and I pay for a hotel. I pay money to eat in Barcelona. I pay for the ticket when I have to. And that's despicable from this candidate. So, gentlemen, I understand that this is how it is here. Only the members can vote, so screw everyone else. I mean, since only the members can vote, screw everyone else. Barça is much bigger. Barça is way above all that. And Laporta's Barça, Joan Laporta's Barça, you give the value to the tourist that you say you're not giving it, you're despising it, you despise, and what you do is you divide, and you speak in such a derogatory way that it even comes across as, I don't know, maybe even racist. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I hope you understand what I mean by a hint of racism, like despising the tourist. The what? Well, if you didn't have to pay what you pay for the tickets, Barça wouldn't be where it is because, I repeat, Barça, if it had been up to them, today it would be, well, I don't know, it would be relegated. It was Barcelona. Joan Laporta has saved Barça. He saved a club that was in deep trouble, sunk economically, institutionally, in sports, socially. Laporta took over a club that was sinking. And what about the people who saved it? The ones who paid to go to Montjuic, tourists and non-tourists. Members, he doesn't make that despicable distinction. Value the Barça fan who has gone to pay at the stadium, the one who buys merchandise. Come on, that's enough. It really gets on my nerves. And above all, when people talk without knowing, because it really shows that he's talking without knowing, he speaks in a sneaky way, in a really ugly way. And what about when he refers to the issue of tourists? It hurts me because since I'm not a member, I take it personally. Because I'm not from Barcelona, I'm from Huelva. And when I go to Barcelona, I'm a tourist. And it really gets on my nerves that this papanatas talks like that. I mean, if it weren't for us, let me tell you something. Let's see. There's more, don't get me wrong with what I'm about to say, but let's see. In a club like Barça, there's the organization, there are the members, and then there's the whole social base of Barça, which is the fans. And I ask, do the members have any benefits as members? Of course they do, of course, and they pay their membership fee. Is that it? But why does it have to be looked down upon? Why does the much larger social mass made up of millions of people have to be looked down upon compared to the club members? And what about those millions of people who aren't from Barcelona, who are from other countries or other regions of the world? Why do they have to be disparaged when, after all, they're fans? And I'm speaking for myself, that we contribute in another way. I'm a club member. I also pay my club dues. If I go to Barcelona, I make an investment in flights, tickets, bars, and hotels. Why do tourists have to be put down? To the non-member of Barça? I just don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, a Barça membership card. Here in the chat, we have Barça members. Okay, how much does a Barça season ticket cost? Someone say it. How much does it cost? 400 euros, 500 euros, 600, 700, 800, 1,000 euros. It depends on the area. How much does it cost? I mean, a person who goes to Barcelona, someone who goes to Barcelona from Huelva, who pays for a flight, who pays for a hotel, who pays for everything. Todas las cuentas. O sea, mira, yo este año, I've been to Barcelona twice this year, okay? Twice. I've bought both jerseys. I've bought Fermin's and this one from Rafinha, just in jerseys. Just on jerseys, I've spent 160, I think it was Fermin's, and this one, 200. We're talking about almost 400 euros. On hotels. That's what I've spent on hotels. I think it's more, man, more than 200 euros more. Of course it's more, because I've only stayed one night. I mean, on food, on Uber, on the plane. I mean, in the end, you start adding it up and you go, damn, I've spent a ton of money. And I didn't even pay for the tickets because the sponsors invited me. But if I had to pay for the ticket, I've already paid more than a season ticket holder. So, am I not contributing to the club's economy? Don't I contribute as much or even more than the season ticket holder? Don't I contribute more? I mean, in equality, in fairness, I'm not collaborating. I'm not helping my club earn income. So why do people have to speak badly about me? Why doesn't what I do matter? It doesn't matter in your management model. It doesn't count. You don't value it. Or what's going on with the Messi model? The one they say has 3 pillars? I mean, what does Messi want it for? He wants Messi, he wants him to make money off him para vender camisetas de Messi, to sell Messi stuff. And who's going to pay for that? The Barça club members are the ones who are going to pay for that. All the Barça fans around the world will pay for it. So for me, the president, the candidate who comes with this nonsense of looking down on those who aren't from Barcelona or who aren't Barça members, he will never have me on his side. Never. Because I'm a Barça fan from Huelva. I'm a Barça fan from Bolos, from the county. And I understand, respect, support. Look, I respect, understand, and support Barça's club culture in Catalonia. And I do it, look, by learning Catalan, understanding that Catalan is Barça's mother tongue, because it's the mother tongue of Catalonia. And I respect it. And I've already internalized it as a Barça fan, and it doesn't bother me, on the contrary. No, not like some people who think speaking Catalan is like, no, Catalan is already a big part of my life. I respect it, I speak it, I understand it, I love it, and every day I learn more. So, you want outsiders to understand all this, to respect you completely, but now you're kicking them in the balls. Well, what a president of Barça, what a president of Barça we have ahead of us. I mean, what a president of Barça for the Barça candidacy. Mr. Joan Laporta is exemplary in that regard, and anyone who thinks otherwise doesn't know Laporta. Laporta is someone who obviously defends and does what he has to do for the club, because he believes that all this political issue, well, Barça has always had a connection. And I understand it, respect it, and support it. Look, I shouldn't do it, I really shouldn't, but I accept it and I defend it because I understand the feeling of belonging. I understand it because I put myself in the place of the Catalans and I understand what's going on and I'm on your side. But Laporta welcomes people in a way you can't even imagine. This gentleman has repeated himself 3 or 4 times. When he first said it, it made my blood boil, and I responded then just as I am now. All this speech I'm giving about how I feel when I hear these things, I already said it before too, and he said it again. Therefore, I think it's a line that can't be, at least for me it's the wrong line, a line that I think is very far from, I don't know, the culé feeling. A Victor Font who boasts about being an ordinary culé. In fact, he goes to a lot of away games, tries to be a hooligan, tries to sell the idea that he's just one of the guys. But at the first opportunity, he shows you that he discriminates against outsiders, clearly and obviously with his words, against the culé, who isn't a member, and the culé who comes from outside. It's a disgrace.